All right. Well, welcome Ash and Ann. So A and A. Now we will see what happens today. I'm going to channel for these two folks. And so me as Wanda, I'm just going to step aside and I'm going to allow love energy to pass through and have some kind of conversation, some energetic exchange with these two, which would be kind of interesting because nicely put, it's kind of one extreme to the other here, kind of from the mental scheme of things, and the other's a little bit less so. So let's just see what kind of conversation comes about. So I'm going to take my glasses off and I'm going to just channel for you. We wish to welcome those who have gathered. There are others here that are not visible, that have decided to come forth in this exchange. So we are now welcoming many energies that are at different levels of their space. So here they are. We have all joined together now, and we will have an energetic exchange which will be slightly different, and yet the differences in the humankind often come together on an energetic level because you are all on the same, you all are made up of the same energy. So it turns out you are all equals. You are all divine beings, and you are one come together. So we feel a certain, not feel, that is not correct. We have a certain, are we picking up, let us put this way, a certain excitement for a conversation. So perhaps you shall begin this conversation and we will join in with it. You are sort of a questioner of sorts. So there's extreme energies here, one and the other. One who has many questions to the universe and the other who has all the answers to the universe. So it's a different combination that has joined together here. So perhaps the questioner shall begin and we will go along this flow.
Okay, wonderful. It sounds very exciting. I feel very energized just from your discussion. Thank you. Maybe I'm feeling that. So one of the topics that's just come up in my experiences recently is the ability to get in touch with the soul more directly through either breathing techniques. So by rapid and deep breathing and altering the normal pattern of breathing, it seems you can get into a state more of like a psychedelic state. So let's kind of explore that idea of, well, how is that just breathing can trigger this change in your awareness and take you into a place of awareness that's beyond the ordinary, like the non-ordinary time or non-ordinary space as we would recognize. And then the corollary to that would be there's various things like natural substances like mushrooms that can be used to do that, I understand, although I've not done it myself, but people report a very similar experience using mushrooms and even LSD, which is a manufactured drug.
Let us break these apart. They are not at all the same thing.
Okay.
One you are speaking of, the original conversation, which is a sort of a breathing technique. But really what you're saying is you quiet down your brain and ego. So this sort of, when there's not enough oxygen to the brain, it steps aside because it is trying to sustain itself in a smaller state. So with the brain, along goes the ego. And this creates the openness, the awareness of things beyond, the connection with the higher beings, and the access to the universe of love. It's only because your brain and ego is set aside. Let us explain that this is not necessary for this extreme breathing technique for you to access this. You are able to sit quietly and nicely ask your brain and ego, they are together for this discussion, to step aside. So you yourself are actually, and not just you specifically, but all humans, have access to this sort of direction. You may say, I need some time with my higher self that you don't understand. So we are asking you to step aside for this time, because now I'm having time with the universe, with the angels, with the ethers above, this sort of thing. So this extreme breathing exercise is something man-made that they have discovered has worked for them. But you may also just say, please step aside. I am connecting with the universe. Right. Now, that's the first part of it. The other part is altering your physical being. Now, all of these, there are many other things besides what you have mentioned, many different sorts of drugs, alcohol, all of these things cut you, and some that are prescribed. They cut off your connection with your higher self. So then you're able to go off into this sort of man-made fantasy world. It's not exactly the same. Sometimes perhaps it will be, but the odds are against that being the universe of love. This is the words we use to describe the place, your home, where you're not right now, but you are between lives. This is what we are calling it for ease of conversation. So these other types of man-made things that you put into your body to alter your state, your brain and ego are still involved here. Now, these are quite different things you speak of, and yet you are, because of your sort of studious nature, you study things, study. Will it evolve me? Will that evolve me? So the real question is why we don't need you to answer this. We are saying your quest for connection with the universe is your guiding light, we would say. And it leads you into all sorts of alternate situations, alternate different sort of studies that you are interested in. Will that lead me to love? Will that lead me home? Will that lead me to my higher self? And this is your searching nature, which is the way that you have decided to be on this time in your place. So that's what you're about, this searching sort of thing. But really, all of these devices are not what you're truly looking for. What you are truly looking for, and all the others, is a sense of ease, connection, a certain knowing that there are things going on beyond your knowing, no matter how many questions you ask, that are of an angelic or godly nature, that there are things going on that are perfectly wondrous, and you would like to access them, you see. So you're trying to find a human way to grace, a human way to ease and balance and delight. Do you understand this?
Perfect. Exactly. Everything you're saying is 100% resonating with me with this. So I've done one session of this type of rapid breathing exercise, and it was really interesting because it went much just like you're describing. You get the feeling of having the effort of having to do it, and it feels unnatural and work, but then I started to get a mental experience and some mental imagery, and so in my case, I had the experience of seeing a window, and it was this window was like on a pink wall. It was very surreal, not something I would typically imagine if I just said, well, I'm going to imagine a window. It was kind of surprising how it was presented. And it felt like there was something on the other side that I wasn't able to access from being where I was. Like instead of being on the inside of a house, looking outside at the wonder of nature, but not being able to actually experience it because you're inside the house. So I've been playing with this idea of allowing, which is something that we talked about in previous sessions. And I was waiting for something to happen, and nothing really unfolded beyond that. So I decided to make a door. So I'm going to make a door that I can open up and see what's on the other side. So I envisioned this door, and as I stepped through, it was blackness, but it was a loving blackness. It was like, it felt that it was like a divine energy there. And then I saw this image of Mother Mary with her hands out to me, and it felt very loving and peaceful, but it was blackness. So I went back into the door and went back into the room. And the message that I kind of got from that or felt was that, just being in the moment is good enough. You don't have to strive to go to beyond, just be happy where you are and enjoy the moment. So it was a very blissful experience from that. And I got a lot from it.
Let us say this. You are an adventurer. You would not be satisfied with the present moment. Isn't this so?
That's right. My curiosity is driving me. Well, if this is this, what else is there to learn? And how can I expand myself to be something more than I am, or expand my awareness to understand it better?
Yes. And you understand that your brain has decided it will rule your life?
Yeah, probably.
This is your choice during this experience, to have your brain rule your life. So now you have your energetic self. You've somehow stumbled upon it by seeing it in others, and you are thinking, I must have that too, because you're sort of scientific. If they have it, they have it, they have it, then therefore I have it. Where is it? Where's mine? Where's my experience? Why do I see these others with this sort of ease of life? Where's mine? So you study all of these different measures, you see, to try to find yours. What about this? What if yours is intact within you and your brain is hiding it from you because it knows that it is ruling this lifetime? If this were so, how is it you are going to quiet your brain enough to allow this thing, we would call it, that exists within you and all others, to have its rightful place in your life, which is a larger space? How would someone like you quiet your mind enough to allow this to become larger within you?
That's a perfect question.
It really is, because it's once you come to believe and understand and embrace the fact, I chose to be a brain-centered human this time, but I just changed my mind. I know I'm only halfway through with this existence, but I changed my mind. Are humans able to change their mind? Of course you are. Change your mind all of the time. So now that you've changed your mind, but yet your brain is so skilled at what it does, it just devises and solves problems and does a multiplication. It loves this, you see, and it's grown quite large. Now, as this space gets larger, your energetic self must be smaller to be contained within your physical frame. So now here you are wishing and asking and seeking for your brain to become smaller. And what you really, all you have to say is, I've changed my mind now. I want to do less analyzing. I want to do less memorizing, less mathematics. But is this true for you? Because one will have to sacrifice the other. And you love this thinking and problem solving, you see.
Well, I think I'm ready to experience. I'm really looking at trying to change my chapter. I mean, I've changed my life a lot now from what I was doing 10 years ago or up until, let's say, the last 5 years. Is a very different way of looking at existence through these kinds of experiences. And it's
Let us ask you this. As much as you say it has changed, the main character, which is analyzing in data situation, is exactly the same, correct?
um, yeah, Anne's nodding her head. What I guess what I would say is the understanding has changed my view, and then has caused less stress in my life because
And
now I understand there's a there, you know, the reality works differently than I'd understood before, where you had to control everything and work really hard and make it happen. And now I'm understanding that that's not the case. So there's a certain relief that comes from that.
try to understand this. It's the same analysis. Now you're putting it to spiritual venues, spiritual alternatives. Do you
Hmm.
understand? It's the same brain set, just moved over here to a different topic. Do you understand this?
Okay, I can accept that. Yeah.
So here still the brain is hiding, you see.
Hmm.
It's as if it's saying, oh, sure, we'll go analyze spiritual roots now, but we are still running the show. We're just moving along here so you don't discard us. So
Okay.
at the behind this sort of experience you seek, which is truly and oddly enough, very easy. It's the easiest thing you'll ever do. It's two, and we're going to have to tell you what this is now that we've said this. So we take your analytic brain, which you have had since you're a small one. You've just put it, sort of shined its light on different topics, and yet it still analyzes and comes up with the greatest, most successful conclusion to whatever you're discussing. It's just the way your brain is. You have created it so. You have created it so. This is important for you to understand.
Hmm.
If, do you understand this?
Yeah, okay. Did I create it in this life, or was this something I chose as a body coming in to have this kind of brain?
You have decided it as you are beyond the little one. You have honed your skill on analysis. So you yourself have devised this. Do you believe this to be so?
Yes, I believe that my focus and I will call it intellect has improved since I was a youngster, and I mean, you just it's learning and awareness, and I guess logically I could see how that's occurred, but I'm not sure. I kind of wonder, well, why is it some people are blessed with a lot of intelligence and can analyze very effectively, and other people can't seem to see the obvious and really struggle with even basic analysis?
So this is a perfect answer because it's a non-answer. You don't ever say yes or no. You give another analysis of your answer. You see? You see how this is your personality right here? Perfect example of it. You don't say yes, I understand. You give another analysis of the yes, no. You balance it off, but maybe this, maybe that. So you're always balancing your answer. Do you believe that you have created your brain intelligence analysis through a honed skill, through repetition of certain thoughts and behaviors on your part?
Yes, I think when you do that, you
There you are.
it creates a pattern that you're following, right? It'd be like
Yes,
being an athlete and practicing every day at running.
yes. Let us go from here because we just wanted you to say yes. All right. But so beyond this, so now here you are admitting that you have created this. Therefore, you must be a great creator. That's just the analysis from one step to the other. If you created it, that means you're a great creator. You cannot debate this. Here we are, so you're a great creator. Now, what if you were to switch it to being a great creator of emptiness, of free, of ease, of lightness? What if you were to create this in the same devotion, we would say, as you have put forth already? What do you think of this idea?
It sounds appealing. I'm just not sure how I would do it.
Of course, because you're analyzing now. How would I do such a thing? What devices, more further devices, would I need to find? What other books do I need to read? What do I need to analyze to reach this free state? And here's the answer, because the other that is gathered with you is way ahead of this energetic exchange. And it's very easy when you say to your brain, all right, you've done a great job. I wish you to step aside because I'm trying to remember that I was complete and whole before I came here. If you were complete and whole before, you will be complete and whole after. So you must be complete and whole now. And when we are using these words specifically for you, because you need closure, you need a final answer, you need completion for all of your searches. Here's your search. You are divine being. You were before, you will be after, and you are right now. Now, when you come to believe this, because right now your brain is analyzing this sentence also, when you come to believe this, you may settle down and be at peace. You will settle into ease when you believe it to be true. There will be no more searching needed. There'll be no more analysis needed to be gathered. You will be reaching the end of your summation, we would say. You are whole and complete. You are a divine being. Now, when you reach this place, everything settles down. And then there's only fun to be had. Can you understand this? You cannot understand it. Can you feel this to be true?
I think so. I think so. It's hard not to analyze it, but I'll accept it as truth. Yes,
Are you able to say, I am whole and complete?
I am whole and complete.
So you are a perfect being already. Yes?
Yes, I feel. Yes, I feel complete.
So there you are. There's nothing to search for, nothing to analyze. So from this point forward, when you decide to analyze the next thing, you may come back to this place and decide once more, will I become an analyst again? Or will I sit in ease and peace? Each time it's you that decides this, you see. You may leave this easy place. That is, really, it's your home. Believe it or not, it is your home, your eternal home. This easy, easy place. But the other place is much more fun. It's more invigorating. This place can be boring. This easy place where you sit and relax and become one with nature and the clouds and all of those other humans that pass. You are very developed being, so it will be difficult for someone like you to sit in ease and peace. So next time you choose to start analyzing, you've slowed your brain down now. Next time you pick it back up, remember that you are a great creator, that you have decided this, that you will be an analyst and a professor, that you will be like that. And be proud of it if that's what you choose to be. And own that. See, now I will turn my back on my spiritual essential self for a while, and I will go analyze the situation and come up with a great conclusion. And just say it like that, because that's your human experience. No emotion attached or anything. And then when you sit back down into this, because you will miss this. Here's the part that this is why humans always come back here. Because they miss it, because the human lives spiral. One bounces against the other and against the other, and a different problem comes in, and you solve one, and there's many, many more. And it goes on through human existence that way. So they miss this place, this easy place, your home, your place where you can return to and sleep easily and walk gently through the world. This place of knowing. This easy, easy place. So be aware when you're choosing your easy place and when you're choosing your difficult but exciting human experience. And you will soon come to understand that you step into both worlds, because that's the kind of human you are, and you've spent a lot of time devising it this way. So you step back and forth between the worlds. And that's the best for you because you're not ready to sit quietly in this little place, you see. What do you think of this?
I think that's true. I enjoy the excitement of travel and experiencing the day to day world and making sense of it. But that's what I'm used to as well. So
Yes.
to
And yet
just
there's a part of you that's seeking this home.
yeah,
Peace.
a part of me, like we haven't had a session for some time in our time, so I've been missing it. So it's interesting. It's like wanting to see an old relative sort of thing.
Yes. It's sort of where you take your shoes off and put your feet up and have a cup of tea. It's this easy, easy place where there's no analysis needed. So, as much as you have honed that skill, it gets tiring to constantly analyze all situations, whether they are mathematical or so building a building, or whether they are analyzing a conversation and trying to figure out what was said in what wrong way and all of this. These are all the way you use your brain to analyze situations. So even in human interactions, you've gone beyond the physical engineering and you have gone into this human world now, and you're using it to sort of decide what should be said, what will be said, what was said, and also what's the conclusion there. So you have honed this. Hone is not really the word because it's suggesting it's a positive thing. For you, it's gotten out of control, this thinking. It's beyond, it's all of the time. So that is why you are seeking this peace. Your brain is so busy now that it's moved into these other areas. Human interactions are not meant to be analyzed and mathematical equations put to them. Humans are quite strange creatures. They cannot be analyzed, and yet you have, because your brain is so active, has finished analyzing all the physical things and now has moved into this place. You're going to have some difficulty slotting human beings into their behavior. Do you know what we speak of here?
Yeah, I think we talked in earlier conversations about the energetic exchange before even the conversation takes place. So with that, I have more awareness about the energy and of the discussion and consider that, and other than just strictly the discussion that we're having on a verbal level.
Yes, beyond this, try to understand this exactly. This is amazing how your brain is. When a person says, the tree is green, you will say the next logical thing to say is, but not all the time. And then you predict what the next answer is going to be in them. This is the way your brain is working. It's so focused and so honed in the technical world that it's now sort of you're like a computer, and now you're thinking, well, it must work with human conversation. This is what we're referring to. This is why you are not actually present in the conversation. You are analyzing the response and their response and what equals what and how the situation will conclude. Are you able to understand this?
I think so, yeah. Hands nodding, yes, strongly.
Yes.
So this part of you, you see, is important for you to become aware of just how wild and out of control your analysis has become. Beyond buildings, come into your human interactions with other beings. Now, we would guess that the reason you're searching for your home is you're looking for some balance here and for some truth, because you're difficult to speak truth to, probably, not probably, from other beings. They don't bother. They wouldn't bother telling you what they see. They won't bother because you're sort of analysis genius type human. So they don't bother telling you truth. When you find your way home, all you hear is truth because there's no other exchange to be had. There's no emotion. There's no conversation deterrence here. There's only an energetic exchange. And this is what you are wishing for more connection with beings. And you are assuming correctly that it has to do with the energy of the universe of love. You are correct here. Let us go further. Because you are following along here, even reluctantly, because you have a support system with you that is encouraging you to move forward and this conversation to move forward. So, what you are seeing in others, and you're wondering why you do not feel the connection with the other beings, is yourself. So, as you are questioning yourself, I need one more thing to behold. I need this other thing to behold. What if I learn this? What if I find this? This is, you are now carrying this sort of self-judgment or self-questioning into others. So you're assuming they're doing the same thing. They are not at all. So they are mirroring you. How about this? How about you mirror them instead? And what you will find mirroring them instead is a sense of ease, a sense of a peace, and a sort of non-questioning, and the ability to be present here now. Or this is all there is. This moment in time where you are connected together. How about this? What do you think? Can you understand what is being asked of you here?
I think so.
It's a little bit
Yeah,
difficult.
it's hard to turn the analysis off because my mind is going all the time.
Yes. And we have given it an out, you see. The mirror is the ultimate out because it ends, you see.
Hmm.
It says back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, and always the same reflection is in it. So how about you mirror them?
Hmm.
When you are around this sort of sense of ease and peace that you are surrounded with right now, now mirror it, not to mirror confusion and chaos, mirror peace and ease, and you will find it hidden within yourself because it exists within you as well. You have just sort of planted a huge garden around it, and the trees are too large, and you can't find your way all of the time. So when you are with this being, silence on your part, mirror it, because there's great ease and peace to be found here. You understand this is a relationship that is for your benefit. It's actually what you seek.
I can believe that. Yes, it was very strange. It's one of those, I call it serendipitous moments how we met. So I can
Yes.
see how
And yet
that's
it is
possible.
not this at all because you seek it strongly,
Uh,
because you are a great creator of your world.
mm,
So that which you seek, you will find. And here it is.
mm. Wonderful. Let's hear from Anne now, as the person I have found, my mentor in peace and ease.
Yes, there's great understanding beyond the conversation that is here with the other being that is there, quite evolved, quite ethereal, we would say, and has found its way through dancing through chaos. Let's say it this way. So there's been crises and events that would knock others down, and yet you have found a way to gracefully skirt them in such a way that you now are an example to others about how to gracefully find yourself in a peaceful place, no matter what surrounds you. And this is really key. It's not that there's no chaos around you, because there's always chaos around beings. That's the nature of humanity. And this is the important part, is that even amidst chaos, you may find peace and ease. You become peace and ease. So this being has learned how to walk through the world in this way, as a light. We would say it this way, as a light for others to find when they are sort of lost in the forest, in the darkness. And far off, they will see a light and come towards it Now, this being is not, it's not necessary for you to understand or to know that there are all sorts of beings in the dark woods. It's only for you to walk forward in your light, just as you are doing. They will find their way towards the light if they are capable of getting through the darkness, and some will not. But it matters not. The only concern here is for the light to keep moving, because there are others who need to see it. Some of these will not find their way out of the darkness, but perhaps up the road they will see the light and come through. So this being is sort of on the path of existence, higher understanding, much beyond what is being discussed here. You understand this to be so.
Yes.
It is always a great, it is a great pleasure to share the energy with a knowing being such as yourself. Very easy, not words to be used. It is all easy energy that is exchanged here. And the words seem to slow down the speed of the energy. So they are not words needed here. This is an energetic love exchange for certain with this being.
Thank you.
Let us do namaste and we will complete our energetic exchange together.
Okay.
Namaste.
Namaste.
There we are. Okay.